Hello, my name is Jane Howarth, and I've been a missionary for about 17 years now to wonderful Kenya. And I'd like to tell you about the ministry that the Lord raised up. It's called Kenya Village Connection, and it began in 1999. And since then, I have been to Kenya, out in the desert, with the Pokot Tribe, and I've made 14 trips in these 17 years. It all began in 1999 when miraculously I housed a Kenyan pastor just to help out a friend who was also starting a ministry. And we developed such a wonderful relationship, just like family. He was like an adopted son. And here he is. His name is John and Ruthie. And I made my first trip over there that year and felt like I had always been there. Felt like these people were my family. It was amazing how that tough life that they live out in that desert really didn't seem all that difficult for me. I was expecting it to be, and I was amazed at how well I got along. And came home knowing that God wanted me to do more with them. And so I began doing that just by telling people word of mouth. And let me keep on putting on some wonderful gifts here as I tell you the story that people have given through the years. This one right here, particularly a lady gave to me on another trip that I made over there in Thanksgiving for a healing that happened. She was deathly sick, and I prayed for her, and she was healed. I have on, you can see some of the rings, and I have a great deal of these wonderful bracelets. I'll just add one more as I'm talking. And so through these years, the Lord has had us do many things. I've taken teams with me, and we have done lots of tuitions. We have done some wells. We have done some mud hut churches to get the people a place to be out of the sun and the rain as they meet and begin a church, usually under a tree. And we have taken up getting them Bibles. They have a Bible now in their own little Pokot language, and I have done a few thousand of those. Hope to do more. For $12, I can buy a very nice leather-bound Bible for them, and we do some in English or Swahili or the Pokot language, depending on what the people receiving them read. I also do at least 4 conferences for them a year, and for about $1,500, I can feed for more than 1,000 people to come. We do a men's and a ladies and a pastors and a youth conference through each year. And that's also a wonderful way to make the donations that I do receive stretch to touch the church at large with a lot of the people. I got quite discouraged a year or so ago, and I made a trip all by myself in 2015. Really in my heart I thought it was my last trip. And I really went to say goodbye and to bless them with a lot of things. Well, they didn't want to hear about it at all. And they said, no, Kogo, which is what they call me, which means high revered grandmother. They said, Kogo, no, you have many trips that you're going to come in. And I said, well, then the Lord's going to have to do something about it because I'm a little worn out. And newsletters to people are just an old-fashioned way. It doesn't do much anymore. And I'm not too technical. Here I am anyway on this YouTube camera here, but trying to get into the ways that we reach people and new donors. And so for 2016, I just said, Lord, I'm worn out. I don't know what to do. I'll just leave it with you. Either it's over or you're going to do something. And lo and behold, he did, and brought 1 or 2 wonderful, wonderful donors. We ended up building the largest church we've ever built. I'll show you a picture here. And it is brick. We've never built a brick one. It's 100 feet by 50 feet, and they call it the Mother Church for a great deal of people to come and gather for their conferences and all. And so here it is with this beautiful red iron sheet roof, and they made all these bricks. The ladies carried on their head containers of all the water that did the mortar for every single brick you see here. I mean, just a hard labor of love and work in the hot sun. And they are so pleased. And they would like 2 more of these, one for each of the districts that this church that I support has. And I said, well, that'll have to be up to the Lord. So now that brings me up to 2017 here. And even just with everything that's going on in the country, it has given me a great deal of encouragement to continue on. Here, I better get my headdress on now. And so I think I will try to continue on. I really need some new donors, and that's why I'm doing this wonderful YouTube. And I have 2 goals for this year to start off with, depending on what the Lord does. Number 1 goal, it's time to go back. And I have a board of 2 ladies, a secretary and a treasurer. We are a 501c3 ministry called Kenya Village Connection. And I would like to make a trip with the 2 of them so that they experience it, they greet and know the people, and it'll make our board meetings really come alive as we're all on the same page and understand. It's hard when you have a person who hasn't even gone and they're giving you this time. So I would like to try to raise about $10,000 for the 3 of us to be able to buy tickets and go over there, and we will ourselves fill in the rest of the money for each of us that we would need to do all the travel and the food and the stays, and also bless the people somewhat. But I'm believing by faith that if God truly wants to show us, he wants us to go, that we will have new donors and 10,000 will come in. If that all happens, and I'm believing it will, then I would like to also begin a campaign to build another church. And so I wanted to share all this with you today on YouTube, and I would like to hold up here and show you. This is me greeting all the children, and they are usually the new ones. They're scared to death of this white-haired lady with white skin, although they're being told that Kogo's a good lady. And so we have here my name. I'm not sure if it's coming across backwards to you as I show it, but my name is Jane, Jane Howarth, Howerth. We've named the ministry Kenya Village Connection, and my address is 1617 Waterstone Lane, Charleston, South Carolina, 29414. I have an email that is jehkogo73@gmail.com. And we have a 501c3. Our number is 27-36-26-192. And I would love it if some of you would be called in your hearts and your spirits by the Lord, and you would be brand new donors for me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that I will also do some more YouTubes to keep information and interest coming for you. And I'm also on Facebook, and I'm listed as Jane Ellen Kogo Howarth, and you can contact me there, and I'll be happy to correspond with you by any way you want. Phone, email, messenger, Facebook, whatever you would like to do. Thank you so much for listening about the ministry. God has saved hundreds and hundreds of people through our going and sharing the gospel and bringing pastors, in particularly who did not even have a Bible, bringing them Bibles, building up the church, of the Lord Jesus Christ. And we would love it if you would partner with us. God bless. Bye-bye.